KE. I must say that information about Huawei. Uh, First of all, maybe some of you don't know much about Huawei, but Huawei is the telecommunication. So today being a good day to launch Mate 8, we'll start by giving you just a the device part, we're able to achieve 20 billion US dollars, an improvement from 12.1 billion US dollars. First sight of Mate 8, first thing you see is a big screen, which actually thing you see about Mate 8 is a gorgeous display, as I said, which is perfect for business. Actually, well in your palm. Number two, and the things that I would like to talk about are the first things that you can find in Mate 8 and you cannot find in other devices. That kind of a CPU has improved the performance of Mate 8 by over 100%. You can see zero charging. I think this is something that you will not find with many smartphones in the market. To be precise, if you're a heavy user, using Mate, if you're a heavy user, you can actually use it for 2.36 days. Asking today is your device really wireless? And the question, and the answer is no, because finish all the words that I can use on power. All I can say is that with Mate 8, you can enjoy eight overnight. And you find that you only have maybe 2% of battery remaining. Before you brush your teeth and you do everything, you can put your Mate 8 on in that security. On Mate 7 was our first category series smartphone. On security on Mate 8, on Mate 7. But now on Mate 8, we are running on level 3 part of security. That so many other things on it. First of all, if you need to do maybe if you need to do you know, nowadays it's very easy and actually get to know the password. But this is different with Mate 8 because Mate 8 keyboard is very actually intelligent. Number 5, efficient for business. And this is the theme of enterprise. Low distortion on the noise that is happening in the room. So you can actually have metate as for maybe for media. I think this is very important for you. It has a 3 micro. That means it has a good recording. And again, in such a setting like this, maybe you especially when in such settings. Yeah, my favorite part is this one, where maybe you need to draw maybe something, you crop it and send to you. Important. There are photos that are above and actually cannot fit the screen. Mate can be able to just crop the 2 minutes of the video and share it with your friends. So is that not very exciting for connect literally to the whole world? When you go to another country, you don't have to worry about the bands. Maybe is a roaming plus experience. This is whereby if you freely. And to that, something that is more interesting, that if you travel outside, you realize, is that if you travel, the person you are calling manually. Let's see how it does that. From actually, Mate 8, our smart engineers thought through the camera very well. If you shiver, it has given you an allowance of 1.5 degrees of shaking. And actually, even if is very exciting with Mate 8. Mate 7 already set the bar for the camera, but Mate 8 is even much better. Increased the background processing of images by over 400%. That is from what we had previously, Mate 7, and from what is one is an image that was taken by Mate 8. And more important, the software part of the camera. That is supposed to reduce all the noise in a photo. Other things that we are proud about of our camera is this photo was taken by one of our employees also. It's in front of the Golden Palace. You can see the details that can into appear the way it is. And again, there is another feature of our camera. interruptions, without any noise on the photo. You can see such a photo was taken at night. And it that is in the market. You can see even the details in how the edges are well brushed. Any other competitor. Only Huawei introduced this color to the smartphones, mocha brown. And the devices are in the names. This one actually, if you walk in right now, you can be able to purchase Mate 8. The price will be 59,999. But most importantly, we have one free screen replacement. With that, we can now officially now say Mate 8 is launched. I'd like to have thank you. Yes, sir.
With a 6-inch Full HD display with a 95.
The program is not fully launched.
Connected to 20 bands across the globe.
There? The bloggers in the room.
That was just an informal launch.
How quickly can you share an image? But the Mate 8 has a perfect sound recorder. Or we just like it. No, the one that the battery cannot be allowed to end. Eh? Yes, we call it a feature phone. You know, you put it here. Eh? Una feature.
Yes.
You know, you left the critical information.
No, it has M-Pesa.
It has M-Pesa.
Yeah, of course, Huawei, of course, we make the network. We cannot fail to put the
Realities. Now you're being told go. Or are they status symbols? That's the other thing we also maybe forget. Eh? You know, I was once told, what's important is what you drive, not where you live. The more high-tech you are. Eh? But yet, I think I was told that the phones we carry are more powerful than what took man to the So that's what you're looking for. It's a inch device, a 4-inch device, and feature phone. Yes. And the actually, Patrice, can I record conversations?
Yeah, you can record conversations. And you can even record direct.
that they told me something.
So I'll introduce myself as Mukchida Sama. And what does NGO? My son asked me, he's a teenager, and you know teenagers know everything for those of you who have teenagers in their house. So he told me, Dad, how do you overcome some of this? And some of the things that are happening out there. More and more clients are saying, yes, the trend is mobility. Obviously, the impact on the work style is there, the technology is there, and for the technology they are bringing, it's, it's a device of the future, really. What does it mean for work? Yeah. Why does it matter to do So in those massive holes, they were forceful for the students, and there was a massive field out side. Okay? So the guys said, we've spent so much money building these massive holes, but the people prefer to sit outside and do all the work. Okay? This is force. He's going to tell his bosses that, look, I have my device, I want to use this. One. Two, I work here because I want to work here. They're entering the workforce. So it's for us as IT service providers to look at this challenge and how do we go about that. Employee productivity, staff uh, take that to the workplace because it provides additional security. What's the next? Road or 10 years down the road, what happens to the office structure? So we see the end user computing model as a pivot for workspaces for tomorrow. What kind of access needs to be given? Look at your security as a whole. We've seen more and more clients So the development model, we call it the end user computing development model. It's a consultative engagement. It can be a 5-year roadmap. And we would look at probably say, what are the 3 projects you need to do within this year to commence your mobility journey. That maturity model from there. Do that. And we need to identify where we can assist you in that journey. Okay.
Seeing of CIOs, and bring your own device is real. And so business mobility, enterprise mobility is not, we do it unknowingly because we just think it's normal.
mobile in terms of infrastructure?
You know, now, infrastructure. Recall that. In that time, there's no mobile phone, but fixed phone. Maybe there's performance employees. That means they kick these guys out of the fixed network operators. Way. This is the trend. The mobile network is the trend. With the new technologies, before we have 2G, now 3G, 4G. Listen songs is easy. With this speed, you can watch video smoothly.
The carrier all the way into your pocket. For a while I thought all that skill I'd acquired over the years of planning to roll out devices, that time was desktops and the rest, is gone.
We are seeing features such as containerization on the phones that a lot of work needs to be spent with users as well, and profiling the different sets of users within an organization.
Compliance and security. If you look at what is coming out as production systems, all those systems are now, some of them are actually mobile first. They're developed access to that information, and this may not be a good guy. So you don't want that situation. So probably at that level, you might there might be long. And for the meticulous people, you read the manual. That's enough. But at the corporate level, I think there could be
market share to 20% market share by what? Third quarter?
By mid this year.
By mid this year.
Yes.
Are you
when we maybe 3 years ago, there were huge vendors in the market in the device industry, and you have noticed that there's a lot of shrinkage going on. Devices that are, as the CEO said, our devices are, we have the Y series, that is a young series. Have phones that have very high capability, like Mate 8 and Mate 7 and the rest. So with this kind of a lineup, I'm sure once the market shrinks, you need to adopt in your lifestyle. Like now, the Mate 8, I don't think anybody maybe who had a device that was launched you cannot avoid, you cannot ignore in the market. And sooner or later, I'm sure everybody will be using the NACO to do everything.
no questions? You don't find out how many knuckles to unfriend some
actually take the market share in terms of the future? I know Apple Siri as a personal assistant, and
the device. You realize that one of the strongest features of Huawei devices is that Huawei devices never lose a network, never have a problem with connecting to the networks. And that, and from business to consumer, B2C. And with that, actually, we have done so much in improvement in the market. You have realized and more shops are coming this year. And all this is meant to make sure that we have outlets that are already stocking the device, have ordered and reordered at that time.
Is unfair advantage. They understand the network from end to end. Okay. Any other questions?
Pricing jungle, where the devices must be very expensive for you to be competitive with your
The specs with Mate 8, and then compare with the market, what we have in the market, to compare with the main competitors, and you'll see a device of 1,000. So devices like the Y series, where we have the Y6, you can get it at 18,000. Centric behavior. We want it to be at 69,999, which is very affordable compared to what is in the market.
Patrice, I think what we need is a cheat sheet.
Low price or cheap stuff. I understand because when I go to shopping, I also want to give up you. They think this stuff is not worth this price. They will give up you. Our boss, the big boss, group CEO, he believe Huawei will never chase. We cannot survive. We're gonna die. So we need to make money from our business. But second, the price of Mate 8, maybe a lot of level. You can choose, but important will judge whether this price will satisfy. Price match our
Value. In Swahili. Value.
This man. Hey. Anna.
Congratulations on the organizations like, because people buy organization are well taken. The fear that patient information help by having some very net LTE in the CBD and maybe in Upper Hill stream, maybe that
Devices do you have on your network?
maybe we need information on this. Numbers are tilted as common at the moment.
Huawei does. So the question and his questions.
So first, people lost. So you won't. They have many methods to guarantee different place, even the backup. Like I use the contacts being synchronized to the clouds. You make a new photo, they will sync to the cloud immediately. So doesn't people, they won't store anything locally. They will store in the cloud. How to maybe I understand wrongly. What I want to say is the APP is app. For example, everybody knows Uber. It's a taxi. Cannot encourage your local industry. So you need, I hope there's more and more companies apps. You do anything, like in Huawei now, we have, okay, let me make advertising. In the internet, but connect to your organization network. So you can receive email. All the information is encrypted. Security of data is the not only in the, you just worry about you lost this information. Actually, otherwise you want to think, but you wait by 1 hour. It's still in the cloud, not in your phone. It's not good. So the network. You will want a faster network, and you will use more of that. So even the network at present is good, but maybe after 3 months. In the CBD, people use that internet videos. They still feel it's not enough. I think you don't need to worry about that. If you feel the network is not good, call the this part is not good. You know, now in the internet, to buy the data from speaker, because for Huawei, we buy that data every year, because we need that data to tell consumption. So sometimes when people test, I think operators shouldn't charge that, because they get more data. They will know what's the problem of their network. They know there's a problem, but they don't know what the exact problems. And the people, if you feel the network is not good, I don't think you're going to. Attention to that. So this is a change, the model change. I hope to utilize this can help improve the network quality.
Your stated competitor, even in your presentations, is Apple, is the iOS. And you've mentioned it 2 or 3 times in comparison. When it comes to enterprise mobility, accessing my backend, that's a notch higher. Then your biggest challenger is iOS, because it's perceived, let me use the word perceived, okay, to be the highest notch of small, humbly said, business operators. Android will run because
Dean wants to respond. I think what you might want to reemphasize
and Apple is on the iOS. So, and there's also another Windows mobile. This is the in the email. You can download, but you cannot copy out of the phones because it's encrypted by the Mate 8 is good for businessmen, for the organizations using, because it's big screen, long So this is the last question. Yeah, let me just recommend to all the businessmen.
I think maybe, Dean, what maybe we needed here was your enterprise team to give us more on didn't give a card and would like to add it, but not putting two cards. No, we have mobilized. I've been notified that I think you seriously need AMET 8. A great sense of humor. Huawei have decided that they have dropped the price of the Mate 8 features without having to save any more money. Okay? So, vote of thanks, and she can also